we'd like to thank the very talented men and women from the Gainesville Community Band. Give them another big round of applause, if you will. Two things I love are air shows with Sousa music in the background. These folks have really been keeping the spirits up this morning. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're counting down to our air show. We want to welcome you all here on this inaugural show, the Heart of Florida Air Show. Brought to you by Gainesville.com, a product of the Gainesville Sun. Other people throughout the course of the day, we'd like to thank for their involvement in making all this possible, along with some hardworking area volunteers, are the Alachua Tractor and Equipment Company. We'd like to thank the University of Florida Hilton Hotel. That's our home away from home. Big name in air shows around the country, Cox Communications. Our thanks to that great group, and WGFL, CBS Channel 4 Television. All right, we're counting down to about 14 and a half minutes before our show begins, so make sure you get all the things you need to be comfortable, including one of those umbrellas that are being sold, along with folding chairs that are being sold, another layer of sunblocker, if you don't mind, especially for the kids, a lot of fluids throughout the course of the day. Stay hydrated, if you will, to maintain that sense of well-being. Our flight physicians tell us that the onset of dehydration is the fact that you're thirsty. And they say you're already behind. So drink even when you're not thirsty. Keep the fluids going in. You'll feel good throughout the course of the day. Don't let the breeze and the clouds fool you. The sun will have an effect on us. We'll be out here under the sun till about 4:25 or 4:30 this afternoon at the conclusion of the Mighty Blue Angels performance. We're counting down and looking for our national anthem just before high noon today. So plenty of time to get comfortable.
Cockpit biplane, high and to your left. I've got 4 dashing, daring, and fearless young men. And I present to you the Red Baron Pizza Squadron in the tight diamond formation that has made this team one of the most popular air shows in the country today. They go through the old-fashioned barnstormer's loop and then break away in what we call the Immelman. That's one half of a loop. And then you roll the airplane right back to the upright position. And flying up there for you today, in the lead aircraft is Brian Reagan. On the left wing is Jason Wilson. On the right wing, Jack Losacker. And down there in the front, Travis Hawkins. As our 2 lead aircraft break away, keep your eyes on the second 2 airplanes. Matt Losacker and Travis Hawkins are going to take us through those old-fashioned barnstorming maneuvers we call the loop, the roll, the stall turn, and the spin. Straight up into the heavens in trail, the 2 aircraft pull up and over the top for an inside, tight, humpty pull in trail. Ladies and gentlemen, the aircraft that you're watching our young daredevils perform in are not reproductions. Folks, these are vintage World War II Boeing Stearman Biplanes, the very same type of aircraft that trained tens of thousands of Army, Navy, and Marine Corps pilots to fly during the Second World War. At your air show, right, one half of the Cuban 8, that's 5/8 of a loop, and then you roll the airplane right back to the upright position. Over the top, in trail, our 2 young daredevils go through the in-trail barnstormers. When these aircraft started their service careers, they were powered by the 220-horse Continental radial engine. But over the years, the squadron has modified these aircraft with the addition of a 450-horsepower Pratt & Whitney radio, a second set of ailerons on the upper wings, and a smoke system, so you can trace the aerobatics in the beautiful skies above you as our 2 lead aircraft pull up and over the top into 3/4 of the loop, and then, still in that tight formation, less than 2 feet separating the airplanes, they'll separate now, wingtip to wingtip, 0 airspeed, and on command from Brian Reagan, the staggerhead turn. Show performer, Jason Wilson, one of the newcomers to the squadron, flying on the wing. And those 2 pilots are up there right now as they go through the formation barnstormers loop. The Red Baron Squadron was born in 1979 to introduce Red Baron frozen pizza all over this great country of ours. We started with one Stearman biplane. It grew into two, then three, and then eventually 4 aircraft to become one of the longest-running civilian formation teams in airshow history. Still flying today, we're in our 20th year. And during the 2005 airshow season, pilots now pull straight up into the heavens. Once again, 0 airspeed. Now you stand hard on the left rudder pedal, push the stick over to the right, and you have yet another dual hammerhead turn. When these aircraft rolled off the assembly line, they did so between the years of 1941 and 1943. In fact, one of the aircraft that you see performing today rolled off the assembly line at the Boeing factory in Wichita, Kansas on December the 8th, 1941, the day after Pearl Harbor. The in-trail 1/2 cuminated orbit here. The heart of Florida Airshow. Hoping that we will see many, many more years to come of this wonderful new air show here in Central Florida. Matt Losacker in a perfect hammerhead turn now passes Travis Hawkins, who completes yet another as our 2 pilots dive back into the box. And their wheels just a few feet over the runway here. They'll point the nose straight back up into the heavens, and as they do, go into a beautiful in-trail slow aileron roll. And over the top now, their 2 teammates coming through another 3/4 of it. And Jason Wilson point the noses up into the beautiful blue. The smoke comes on, and when our 2 aircraft pass down at the bottom, you will see a great big Red Baron heart in the sky that goes out to all of the volunteers of this inaugural Heart of Florida Air Show. We love you. Thank you for your hard work. Now our 2 aircraft opposing each other with a closing speed of more than 350 miles per hour. They pass wingtip to wingtip. One more time up and over the top, the wingtips pass as they perform the opposing barnstormers loop. This is the way they did it more than 80 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, when those daring young men and women, known as barnstormers, first introduced air shows to this beautiful country of ours. And they did it by going from one farmer's field to another, from country fair to country fair. They made people look up into the sky and smile when an airplane went over. And that is the tradition that the Red Baron Squadron is keeping alive today as we are performing those good old-fashioned barnstorming maneuvers. You want to call it circus flying, that's okay, because that's what we call it too. Now with our 2 lead airplanes performing the loop, regional number 7 and 8, Matt Losacker and Travis Hawkins, in trail now. Listen to the sound of that 450-horse Pratt & Whitney radial engine as one more time the smoke comes on with our 2 pilots up and over the top. And this Red Baron heart in the sky goes out to all of the great families here at Gainesville and the surrounding areas who have come out to support the air show. Thank you for coming out. We love you, and we're going to do our very best to entertain you this weekend.